them to do better than in previous seasons. For the last goal they scored against Hearts was at Tannadice in December '86. Your commentator today, Archie McPherson.
And there is a Dundee United side with a very proud record, the best defensive record, in fact, in the United Kingdom. They've only conceded 12 goals and are undefeated in 13 league games. And Jim McLean has praised them for their professionalism. And here's a gentleman we're all delighted to see back. He's a sub today, but I think he'll come on. Paul Sturrock. There's a lovely cake being baked for him, and the icing in the top reads, "The Return of the Legend." And there are Hearts not doing awfully well in domestic football, but of course with a huge game against Bayern Munich looming and getting nearer and nearer. And here is a man who would help them enormously in that game, Craig Levein. What a delight it is to see such a talented young player back in business. He was injured against Rangers a year ago. We covered that game. You possibly remember the sickening fall he had, which actually aggravated an injury he already had, and he's been out of the game for years. Marvellous to see him back. There's the referee from Edinburgh, George Smith. Off we go, and it really is very difficult to convince yourself that this is the 21st of January. It's almost like a spring day out there. Long may it last. And of course, ideal conditions for a game of football. Dundee United going very strongly, but they've got to watch the record against Hearts. They haven't scored in the last 3 games here, and only twice in the last 6 games, both at Tynecastle. That's an ominous warning for them. Galloway, very, very good in the air. Dundee United will have to watch his pioneer goal. Just getting the touch there again, Eamon Bannon. Very good understanding right throughout the Dundee United defence. Levein beautifully round on that. Well, he certainly looked fit there, didn't he? He had to twist, turn, and judge the pass back to perfection, which he did. Well, John Robertson. Kuhn. Slight deflection there, and Galloway almost in on top of it. Good move by Hearts. Lots of aggression in it. Patalainen in the middle of the picture has come back very deep. Gary Mackay slightly too wide, I think, and Eamon Bannon really caught off balance. Bannon. Nice touch there by McLaren. Really wanted to come forward. Good play by Bowman. Ex-Hearts player, of course. Well, and wearing number 10, but playing wide on the right. And there's Levein. Very nice play by Levein. I would imagine Ali McDonald is feeling very pleased in the dugout. No matter which way this game turns out, he's already seen that Levein still has the class at this level. Trying to get in, and McLaren curiously seemed to give up on that. Patalainen, an excellent run. Just saw that little gap. And that's a great opportunity, and so often do you see a goalkeeper conceding a penalty from that. Hamish French foiled by the dive by Henry Smith, but Smith affected not to touch him. As I said, a very good run by Patalainen in the first instance. It was a deflection giving French the opportunity. And notice how Smith assumed that French was going to overrun it. That was good judgment by the goalkeeper. Malpa's going in quite fairly. Galloway. Ooh, there was a bit of deflection on that. Nice little ball skills there by Galloway. Well, the credit goes to Galloway for this little bit of juggling. Balanced it out and went right through the legs of Hegarty. unnecessary nervy attempt at a header there. Oof, Malpas. Cahoon very quick up on that, and a very good recovery by Malpas. You get the impression that only a silly mistakes are going to produce a goal today. There's Robertson. Mackay. McKinley. That was what an effort. Better than some of the efforts brought by some of the strikers. Square ball, he waited until it came across him. Never an easy ball to take. Swinging away. Just about 10 minutes left of this half. Waiting for the unexpected break. This might be it from French. Oh, we could do with more of that. I don't know, they seem to be shy of taking this initiative this afternoon, but French, for that one moment, decided to let fly, and that brought out the best in Smith. Hegarty this time down to Bannon. There's Galloway, very quickly picked up by this extremely tight Dundee United defence. No chance of Robertson getting that. Cleland, Uberkapic. Good anticipation by Kevin Gallagher. Almost got the Hearts defence out. And that's high, free kick. Well, there's Gallagher, good anticipation by Gallagher, right in behind his defence. Well, that's not a bad ball, McPherson. You know, that was a really intelligent clearance. Just you watch how difficult it is for a defender to run full pelt towards his own goal and then actually miss the goal. It's not all that easy. There's a touch. Hearts really under pressure for the first time in a game. Now Cahoon trying to break. Malpas. Here's Bowman. French gets a corner. And you get the impression that the United are skipping the possibility of breaking down this defence. It's a case of wearing them down. For the first time in the match, that central defence has looked a bit unsure of itself. Bowman again. That should be Smith's. We're on to Mackay, good anticipation by McInally though. Says. There's McLaren going back for this. Well, Gallagher seemed to just get a touch. Here's Libby. Just under 5 minutes left, and that is offside. 5 minutes left of this first half. Offside. Gallagher, is he onside? He is. Oh, he deliberated too long, I think. Everybody, including myself, paused, looked across to the far linesman, but there was no flag up, and I think the very fact that he could just ponder the goal put him off. There's Paul Sturrock getting ready for command. Not very much, they'll bring him on now. There's only about, well, at least in this half, only about 3 minutes or so of the first half remaining. But having been off for such a long time, I think his warm-up is going to be a lengthy one. That's a corner. Here's Eamon Bannon to take it. There we go, John Robertson and David McPherson get in there. McPherson right on the goal line. There's Robertson, brilliantly saved. John Cahoon, rather. It was off the head of Cahoon. Great header by Cahoon. Watch him going in there, just a gentle nudge, and it was a superb save. Corner kick. Rather wasted by Bannon. And here's the breakaway. McKinley picked up by Neary. What a bad break for a central defender. And he's going himself. And what has the referee done? I think he's bringing the play back. Well, there was a challenge here, McKinley, and down he went. It is stoppage time in this first half. Well, was being given a free kick to Hart. Bit of wrestling there. David Neary going over the top. Bannon to take this in stoppage time. There's Levine. Not enough to it. Slight misjudgment. Half-time whistle should go any second. And there it goes, the half-time whistle. Not the best 45 minutes I've ever seen between these two clubs. Only two incidents stick out in my mind anyway. That's when Kevin Gallagher got his break, and as I said at the time, seemed to hesitate a bit too much, deliberate too long, and missed his opportunity. And then a quite superb header by John Cahoon, which brought the very best out of Billy Thompson. Apart from that, I think we get on to the second half as quickly as we can. Well, Dundee United just about to start this game, an important game, and I think nowadays people come to matches with transistor radios and everybody knows what half-time scores are elsewhere. So the score from Ibrox gives Dundee United a little more motivation. There's Galloway. Been playing right through the middle for Hearts and Bannon. That's not a bad ball, and Cahoon had come in just a little too much. Goal kick. Well, brought down by Gallagher. Nice little jink by Gallagher. Look at that ball, just a bit too much. I think he intended that for Patalainen. The big man was coming into the far post. Looked like a push on Galloway, but it is indeed. I must say, Paul Hegarty has been superb in the way he's handled Galloway. Great jumper for a ball, as we've seen from the goals he scored in Europe, but today, against another experienced European defender. Free kick to Hearts. McPherson going for it, and Robertson couldn't have been all that far away from that. McPherson, no chance of beating McPherson like that in the air, and I think offside. Two United players. I make it that we're halfway through the second half. Seemed a suggestion of a foul there, but the referee just turns away from that. There's John Robertson, and I think offside given. Just offside and no more. Great clearance by Levine. It's a good ball by Cahoon. As Cahoon, he'll try the shot, I think. There's great shot by Cahoon. There he is, he picked it up and let fly. It was curling away. Might well have curled past the post, but Thompson was going to make sure. It's a short one to McKinley. The up and under. There's McKinley and then Robertson. And Berry almost close to that. That's a corner kick. Hearts have really bothered Dundee United in the second half. Bannon to take this. Galloway, no chance of getting there. Here's nice interception by Malpas. But Levine is there. McKinley fought well for that. A very neat play there by French, and Dundee United got out of a very tight corner well, playing good football. There's Levine. Now John Robertson. Oh, that's a free kick, surely, and I think there'll be a booking. Oof. I don't think they were going to embrace each other. Hegarty is going to be booked. So, the upshot is a free kick to Hearts. Bannon with it, and Cahoon. Well, his bad control let him down there, actually. A very clever free kick taken by Bannon. And John Cahoon, who's notably very good at possession in a tight situation, lost out there. Now there is Paul Sturrock making his first return, and warmly welcomed by this crowd. Canali, that's a good ball. Now Gallagher. Oh, a good run by Gallagher. Look at the speed of the man. Ooh. I would suggest that that's one of United's best moves in this half, with only barely a minute remaining. And for the first time in the game, certainly in this half, he utilised his speed, his ability to turn, and that really bothered Henry Smith with Paul Sturrock doing a little bit of steeple chasing. Hegarty just glad to push that out of the way. Nice little reverse pass, Bannon. Ferguson not far away. Once again, the defensive work plays off. Ivo Kapic. John Cahoon comes back. And we are now into stoppage time. The referee looks very quickly across at the far linesman. That's a bad mistake by Bowman. A try, there was a deflection. McPherson keeping his eyes very closely in that. Dave Neary shot with it. Now Cahoon, beautiful little turn. Here's Cahoon. Just cut off by McGuinness. Once again, another interesting move by Hearts. Now Paul Sturrock in the dying seconds, looking for a little bit of support. Almost gets there. There's Bannon, and the full-time whistle goes. No scoring in what has overall been a rather drab game, and I think the only glow coming from it, the major one, the return to form to Premier Division football of Craig Levine. There he is, not just a return, but A display of poise and class, and I think that augurs extremely well for the future of Hearts and their defence.
Oh dear, a game that lends itself to a decidedly brief summary. Billy Thompson, if you like to put it this way, had the greater number of meaningful saves, so disappointment to United and great satisfaction for Hearts in watching Craig Levein, as I said there, come through 90 minutes of a gruelling game with hardly a blemish and no reaction. By the way, winning at Easter Road without Aiken and McAvenny, for instance, and Aberdeen clearly haven't given up the cause and certainly have unearthed something special in Van der Ark.